Hello students, today we are learning about the two important topic and these are employees management and vendor management. So let's start with the employees management, that is related with the employees, and we have to take care of our employees because our organization totally depends on the quality of human resource. So basically all organization have such charm, we can say, that they want to retain the best quality employees, and it depends that how much they are paying. Instead of thinking about salary and employees condition, we can directly focus on that whatever type of employees we have or whatever salary we are giving, instead of there must be a job satisfaction among the employees. For this, we have to work out on several aspects of employee management. And first one is identifying objective. So first of all, we have to analyze that why we are managing the employees, what is the purpose of hiring employees. So basically, it is similar that we are continuing our production process and we must increase our sales, our profits will grow. So these are the common statements, but our objective may be to attract the best employees from all over the world. If we have certain employees which are not so good enough, we can fire them, we can replace them, or we can train them. But whatever type of employees we are hiring or we have, we must procure them for a long term, so only then they will give us better results. In short tenure, they cannot give us best result. Next is determining employees needs. It is from the employee's point of view that what are their needs, what they want from their employer. So generally the basic answer is they are attracted to the organization for getting higher salaries, good working condition, and social security schemes. So these are the common answer, but there may be different needs because we have different type of employees, and each employee has a different individuality. So we have to know them one by one personally with direct conversation with each employee, and this conversation will help us to gain their confidence. Once we get that confidence, then only the employee will support us fully. So it is important for the management that they must be constantly in touch with their staff or employees or human resource, we can say. Then only they will feel something about their needs. Next point is very important, that is balancing work and life needs. There are two aspects of every employee, that is work and another is life. Work here means the time which he spend in the factory or office, and life means here the time excluding the office time. So there must be some balance between these two. If a worker is continuously staying at home or continuously staying at the job, it is not good for anyone. So nowadays many firms are having different approach, like they are giving flex time. Flex time means flexible timings. They can anytime come to office and work and anytime they can leave. In certain business, not all. And nowadays the work from home culture is also growing. So most of the employees who are technology based, or means where computers are being used, they can work from their home. So work from home is totally not practical for every year. It is only due to COVID, but although many companies are earlier using such type of practices. So we may have flex timing, or we can offer them leaves whenever they want. Means we must have to be adaptable according to the requirement of needs if possible. Then their work and life needs can be balanced. Otherwise, they will be frustrated that when I have a household work and office is not giving me leave. Next point is open and honest communication. It is communication between the employer and employee, or we can say management and employee, where both have to share the problems, their outlooks and future prospects of the company. It may be personal or official, but we have to be honestly communicate with the employees one by one. Once in a year is enough, and if it is possible, then we can increase the frequency. Next point is measuring and monitoring result. Whatever task we have assigned to the particular employee, we can measure it. Like we have studied about the performance appraisal, it is similar to that, and their performance can be checked, that how any particular or individual employee is performing. If he is performing better, we can give them reward. If they are not performing better, their performance is down, then at that time we will have to find the causes of poor performance. We can control the weak performance of employee by focusing on an individual's performance. Then after, last point is relationships are interpersonal. So in short we write it is IPR. Interpersonal relation, and it is very important nowadays. Many courses are being conducted by many organizations for IPR, and in this we learn about the how we have to live socially. Actually, it is a very common thing. It is not a matter to taught to anyone, but now it is very uncommon. We are very professional, so again we are returning back to square, that is IPR. Interpersonal relations must be very good. So these are the basic points focusing on employees management. Now we have another topic that is related to the vendors, that is vendor management. Who are vendor? Those who are our suppliers. From those who are getting the supplies or raw material or semi-finished goods. So those vendors must be properly managed. Many times it has been seen that we have arranged our raw material from a particular vendor. It is very economic for us and we are making profits. Then a competitor comes into the scenario and he take that vendor, and we have no choices. So it is similar to retaining employees. If we have a policy of retaining employees, then we must have to retain the good vendors. For that, proper files must be prepared regarding each vendor, whether they are supplying us or not. So there is a lot of paperwork in this, and we can computerize it also, because it can be easily arranged whatever type of data we require. So every vendor file must be carefully prepared, and there is a diagram related to vendor management. So it is not so important, but we just have to look upon it. In vendor management, first of all we have to select the vendors, then we have to audit them, means checking their performance. Then there is a vendor conference where all vendors are called upon up to the office, and there is a meeting, and then we will evaluate vendors, that whether we have to continue with them or not. In this process, when we audit the vendors, there are different type of evaluations. like quality evaluation, what quality of goods they are providing to us, technology evaluation, how much technical capabilities they must have, and procurement evaluation, like what type of warehouses they are using, green energy evaluation, how much eco-friendly practices are there being adopted by the vendor, and besides this, product evaluation, it is most important part, that product must be good quality, and at last human right evaluation, that they does not violate any human right, or they are not using the child labor directly saying, or any type of underpayment is not being done there. So we have to evaluate the vendors in various aspects. The main focus point regarding the vendor management is quality, timeliness, and customer satisfaction. If these three targets are being achieved, then we can say that we have a good vendor management policy. So mainly in vendor management, we have to prepare a database. That database will help us to analyze each and one, and which one vendor is best suitable for us. We can easily select them. So thank you, students.